Hello and welcome to the Average Initiative, the average podcast by average guys that know an average amount about an average amount. And we're going to talk about it anyway. My name is
Yes,
Lewis.
sir. Oh, sorry. I'm
Oh,
George. I interrupted you then. That's
yes,
very rude of me.
sir. How's it
You got
feel?
you got me back, ladies and gentlemen.
Does
Do
it
I
feel
have
good?
egg on my face?
Do you?
I was eating an egg sandwich. Right, an egg
Do,
sandwich, right?
do you?
Unless it's hot, but it's a
Yeah.
disgusting idea for a sandwich, right?
Hold on, say that again. If do
Unless
you,
it's a hot sandwich. An egg sandwich is disgusting, right? Like a fried egg sandwich or a scrambled egg sandwich.
oh
On the
well,
other hand,
cold fried egg, yeah, but not if you have like egg mayonnaise or like an egg salad.
yeah, but I mean,
A fried egg
wait,
sandwich cold is gross, yeah.
no, but I mean like just an egg sandwich, regardless. Unless like, basically, who's eating cold eggs here? Like, what's wrong with you?
What about a hard boiled egg? That's cold. You can eat that cold. Or a
Yeah,
soft
that's
boiled.
my point. Why would you eat? Why would you eat a cold, hard-boiled egg?
Wait, what do you mean? Because
I
it's
don't know. They
not
just seem
like you have
weird.
them in
Like,
salad. You have them in salads and loads of things.
yeah, but it's like, just
Oh, I like cold hard boiled egg. Wait, you don't eat a hot hard boiled egg, do you?
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
you eat a
That's what
soft.
you dip. That's what
No, it's
you
a
dip your
soft boiled
sandwiches
egg.
in. Oh, I've had a hard-boiled egg. I think I've had that with salads, but I've never had a cold one. Like, I don't
Wait,
know
a
why you'd want
hot
to eat
egg
a cold.
with a hot egg with cold salad. That just sounds weird.
No, it's like it's the only time you can get any heat. I don't get who. I don't get these people who are like, the only time I'll ever actually, I'm about to contradict myself. Cold eggs only
Yeah.
belong in Scotch eggs.
Well, that's the same difference. Just one of them's not got the meaty bit around it.
Yeah, but it's the meaty bit and the breadcrumbs that hide the egg. Who likes cold? Why would you eat a cold egg?
Because it's
Eggs are meant to
nice.
be
What
warm.
about like, egg mayonnaise sandwich is nice? Well,
Ugh.
egg and cress.
Ugh.
So what we're establishing here is you hate eggs.
No, I love eggs, but I love hot eggs. I don't get cold eggs. Who like what? What?
I love most food cold, to be honest. Like if I have any leftover
Oh,
food,
100%.
I'll always eat it cold. I'm not warming that shit up.
You're weird. Oh, you're weird,
I'm
man. You're
not.
clapped.
No, I'm not clapped. You don't think egg belongs in a sandwich?
Unless it's hot. See, no, I'm the opposite because I much prefer hot food to cold food. Like the other day, I was like, I feel really bloated and I need dinner, but I
Yeah.
don't want I don't want anything heavy or stodgy. I was like, I want a salad, but I don't want a cold salad. I want a hot salad.
What do you
Not
mean
like
a hot salad? What?
Yeah, no, I don't mean like warm lettuce, like microwave. I just mean like something that's the same as a salad. It's like the same like calories and like freshness and lightness,
Right.
but warm. And I was like, what is that?
Yeah,
Soup? And
I-
that's the only thing I can think of.
So, I don't think soup is hot salad. Hot salad is just like steamed carrots and broccoli and shit. Surely.
Well, yeah, that's like vegetables. Like you wouldn't have
Yeah.
other than carrots, I guess, but you wouldn't have like broccoli in a salad, would you?
No, true. But then also you
salad
wouldn't
is
have soup in a salad.
A super salad.
This
But
is
yeah,
this is wildly. How has this happened? How have we got here?
I don't know. I had egg on my face, and I haven't had lunch yet.
This is probably the most chaotic intro to an episode we've ever had.
It's what the people want. They want to know our thoughts
Right.
on food.
Put in the
Hot food
comments
for
or
life.
at us on Instagram or Twitter and tell us if you like cold egg or hot egg.
Yeah, team hot egg.
Team hot egg versus team cold egg. And just full disclosure, I do also like hot egg.
No,
But
you're
just
not
for
allowed.
the sake
That's
of
the
argument.
rules.
Okay,
You're
fine.
never allowed to eat hot eggs again. You prefer cold. You don't warm up your leftovers.
Well, depends what it is. Like if
Stir
it
fry.
like, I never have leftover stir fry. I don't think I've ever had
Good
leftovers.
answer.
Like pizza, for example. If
Oh,
I
yeah, no, pizza is the one exception.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, like if I leave it, like if I order a pizza, I'm not warming that shit up again. I'll just eat it cold the next day for breakfast. Like no. Sometimes I crack an egg on it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
just eat a runny egg, just completely.
Yeah, I go Rocky on that shit. Like look.
Oh. What is wrong
Anywho.
with us?
What are we talking about today, George?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. Eggs, by the sound of things. No, so the second
appear that
episode
way.
of Falcon and Winter Soldier dropped. Sorry, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Yeah,
dropped onto
the-
Disney Plus. So we're going to talk about that today, and hopefully no more culinary preferences.
Yeah.
Episode 2, titled. I had this written down, and I lost the piece of paper.
It is Falcon and the Cold Egg.
Falcon eggs. Bum bum bum.
Ooh. No, I actually don't know what this episode's called. I have it up on my computer. I can just look. It is the Star Spangled Man.
That was it. The Star Spangled Man. I remember because my mum was really laughing at it.
What, the Star Spangled Man?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, he sounds a bit like camp." And she saw him. She's like, "Oh, I like him." I was like, "All right."
Oh God.
This is the same woman who thought Jarvis should play a butler. Vision should play a butler. I was like, "Boy, are you in for a treat?"
Your mum is a smart woman without knowing it. Well, she might know
Yeah,
actually.
we'll go
I
with
don't know. Anyway, any who's all right. So
So,
this episode opens up on John Walker, who is the new Captain America. And he's in a locker room, isn't he? And
and he's looking at high school football.
yeah, I'm guessing
uniforms
that
and
was his old high school, wasn't it, or something along
Mm.
those lines. It really wasn't where I thought they were going to go with US Agent. Like, because
No.
immediately off the bat they're humanizing him and they're like trying to make you, like.
See, this
Empathise
is what I
with him
wanted
and
them.
stuff.
Yeah, this is what I wanted them to do with him. Like, not make him a villain. Like,
Yeah.
it's just he's not working with Sam and Bucky, and like, yeah, I'm glad this is the approach they took because
Yeah.
making him a villain would have been far too easy, or like making him just a general dink would have been
Yeah.
way too like, standard.
Yeah.
But making him
He's
this way.
yeah, he just seems to be a normal, well, fairly normal guy that just because of course, like if you were a normal guy or a soldier or whatever, and you got called up and said, "Do you want to be the new Captain America?" Like, of course you're going to take it if you think you can do it. Like, so it sort of makes you feel like you can't really blame him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to hate him, but
and it's not like he knew Steve retired the shield. He just the shield's been donated and someone needs to step up.
Yeah, and he probably thinks it's his responsibility. Like you can't, if you said no, then that's kind of on you.
And like he even says because then there's a big parade at a football field and he gives an interview. Which, by the way, I love that in the parade they use the
theme,
Star Spangled Man song from the first Avenger film, and like, they rework it. Oh, I was so happy with that.
It's literally like that parade with that song and how he's dressed and there's the dancers. It's literally just a modern version, essentially, of the show from the 40s or 30s.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like But yeah, and he says in that interview, like, he says, "Oh, I always looked up to Steve, and I try and I think he even says like, I'm not. I think he says like, I'm not trying to replace him."
He says that later on to Sam.
Yeah, he says, but like, I just put myself on the radio. But he says in the interview, like you get the vibe, like he's not here to like, I'm better than like Steve Rogers.
Yeah,
like he fully admits I'm not, and I'm just saying. But they do mention that he aced his tests on speed and strength, and like the way he handles that shield, it's almost like.
It's insane,
is there some super soldier in him?
It looks like that, but it kind of makes me wonder if we're only thinking that because the only person we've seen throw the shield around like that is a super soldier.
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
because
we saw Hawkeye throw it in Age of Ultron, actually, in the party scene.
Oh, true. And in the trailers, we also see Falcon throwing it around like that.
Yeah, so like, is the shield that responsive and anyone can catch it? You just got to train yourself, or is it? But we always believed it was because Steve was the super soldier that he could work out the perfect trajectory and.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is no pushover himself. He currently supposedly has 3 medals of honor, and I don't know if that's ever happened in real life. Has it?
Yeah, I don't even know if that's possible. Is it? Like, don't you have to kill like 3 Bin Ladens, I guess, to get that kind of.
Yeah, and there's only 2 Bin Ladens to kill.
Wait, what?
So what I noticed in that scene is that obviously the way the public are viewing him, like the general public didn't know Steve on a personal level, so that's probably how they saw Captain America. He's this what do you call it, a symbol for America, like this guy. Like they didn't know him as a person, like on a personal level, so that's probably how they saw the other Cap anyway, which is why people are probably so accepting of him.
That is a good point, actually. Yeah, I never thought of that. Like, but yeah, I can't imagine Steve Rogers doing these kind of interviews and.
Yeah, but then again, I suppose when Steve first became Cap, this is the sort of thing he was doing just 100 years earlier.
But he wasn't going out to battle. He was just a mascot, wasn't he?
Yeah, true. But maybe the government's idea is we want to start him off the same way that Steve started off. We're going to do this press stuff. Yeah. And he's essentially a PR guy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's telling for his character going forward or anything, but the one thing we didn't get to see, and this is like what Bucky says, like, would you ever, you'd never jumped on a grenade or anything.
Yeah.
Like, we never see him helping anyone like Steve would. Like,
yeah.
And like Steve Rogers was the hero, not Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, his whole thing was he wanted to help people. He wasn't there to be like, oh, I'm gonna be this, this sentinel of liberty and all that. He was just like, I'm just want to help people. I don't like bullies, kind of thing. And he just ended up in that position.
Yeah, and if you notice, the only time you ever see John Walker helping anyone, it's pulling strings as Captain America and using his status.
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm like, I wonder if that's going to be going forward. You see him helping people, and you think, oh yeah, he's really nice and helpful. But actually, it's not him helping; it's what he can do that's helping.
Yeah. I also noticed. Sorry, go on.
No, I didn't have a point.
I was just gonna say, jumping ahead a little bit. Just when we see him in fight scenes, he doesn't seem to be that well equipped hand to hand wise. Like he's good with the shield and he can throw it where he wants it.
Yeah,
but, I mean the fact that he even carries a handgun, which Steve didn't really do. Like he used it in World War II, but in the future he never carried a handgun. Like John Walker does.
He doesn't look like he's that good at close,
close combat,
hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah,
he relies on the shield a lot. But whether or not that may have just been for this episode to show that,
maybe
to show off the shield.
Because I suppose he gets his butt kicked a little bit the same way Bucky does, and Bucky's a super soldier. So
yeah, that felt very. I mean, I know the idea is him and Sam on a team and they need to work together to win, but at the same time, like Bucky should have been able to hold his own a bit more. I felt.
You would think, especially considering the shit he pulls when he's in Winter Soldier mode, and he's taking out Black Panther and he's taking out Captain America, and then he got beaten up, like Sam says, by a little girl.
Yeah, and it's just but and there's two of them holding him, and he doesn't do anything to get free, and even Sam gets himself handed to him, which I know he's not super soldiered, but he should be able to do a bit more.
Yeah, I mean Sam can handle himself like hand to hand wise. We've seen that in previous films. Like he fought Bucky for a little bit, stuff like that.
Yeah. Going off what you just said about Bucky in his Winter Soldier form, do you think we're gonna get like a relapse? Like in this series, someone's gonna maybe find the code words. I mean, once Sam and Bucky are a bit more like rapport and they're on team, or oh my god, what if it's like the one time they're like, yeah, fine, we'll team up with you, John Walker, and it's someone gets Bucky into Winter Soldier mode and he kills the new Captain America as Bucky.
Well, I mean, saying that we are literally in that position because Zemo is just about to come into the series and he's known for doing that sort of thing.
Oh yeah!
He definitely has those words memorized. Of course he does.
Are we all in agreement? Like, John Walker's not surviving this series.
I think it's highly likely that he doesn't. But then again, I kind of want him to. I'm in two minds. Because I think he can be used, he can be used in the Thunderbolts or whoever. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's perfect. If he goes bad, like say he goes a bit mental, and then he's perfect candidate to use in like a Dark Avengers or a Thunderbolt kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess so. That's true. Maybe
I think chances are he probably is going to die.
Yeah, especially if he's got Patriot with him, or what's his name?
Battlestar. Battlestar. I think Battlestar.
Is that guy does become Patriot, right?
No, Patriot is okay. So moving on in the episode, they go to see Isaiah Thomas.
Right, he's
his son. Well, it's his. I don't know if it's his son or his nephew, or whatever. The guy, the kid that's in his house.
Right,
that guy's Patriot. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they've introduced him now for the young Avengers, seeing as everything seems to be doing that nowadays. But
I did. What did we want to talk about Isaiah's scene?
Yeah. Wait, we've skipped over some bits.
Oh, there's the truck bit, isn't there?
Yeah. So then Bucky, obviously, you see Bucky and Sam together, and Bucky's telling Sam that he's pissed at him for giving up the shield and all that. And then Sam references saying like the last time they stole the shield was Civil War, and Sharon ended up enemy of the state, and they had to go on the run and all that sort of thing. And what the weirdest thing, I don't know, the thing that stood out to me from that scene is that it's weird hearing Sam call Bucky, because up to this point, I don't think we've heard him say his name like that, like to him.
Well, he says he calls him Buck, doesn't he? And he goes,
later on,
call me that. And he's like, that's what Steve called you, and he was like, Steve didn't give up the shit, or something like that. And it's like, oh, you're
Steve knew me better, and Steve had a plan, or something like that.
That was again. Did that kind of give you a call back to the first Avengers? Like, what's our plan of attack?
I have a plan. Attack. Yeah.
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 because it's weird. I do like them not being at odds.
Yeah.
Not being best friends. But then when like Bucky's laying in the forest and Sam turns Red Wing to help him, he's like, "Come on,
got that on camera." Yeah. So I like that they're like at odds, but I just can't wait for them to sort out their differences and work together, because I think it's going to lead to some really interesting action scenes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And we get a little bit of a hint of it,
because we've not seen we never even saw Sam and Steve working as a unit together. Really, they were on the same side, but Sam picking him up and dropping him off, and I don't know, say he's holding someone and Steve comes and knocks him out, or that kind of
Yeah, I guess we got a little bit of that at the start of Civil War, and then also when they turn up in Infinity War and they're fighting Proxima Midnight and Corvus Glaive. They're sort of working together a little bit then, I suppose.
Yeah, that kind of thing, but we didn't get a lot of it as why those two were so good together.
Yeah. Which
I'm hoping we get to see with Bucky and Falcon.
Yeah.
Also, all this episode did was just improve my crush for Sebastian Stan even more. I still stand by, besides Hemsworth, he may be the best looking cast member in the MCU.
I'm not going to disagree with that one.
But yeah, so then we get the truck scene, which was... It's interesting that the trailer used footage from this and the last episode, which makes me think...
There's a whole
if everything
bunch of
else
stuff.
isn't... Yeah, if everything else is from the next episode, there's going to be so much we haven't seen.
Yeah, and I like that. It's good. Makes me excited.
Yeah.
I don't want to be seeing everything in the trailers.
No, exactly.
Do you think...
Sorry,
go on.
I was going to say, I did think the trailers were a bit lackluster in terms of
showing stuff off.
And like you say. But again, if there's stuff that we haven't seen yet, then
it wouldn't surprise me.
They're purposely withholding.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if the team that made the trailer were just given the first 3 episodes to run through or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
Because realistically, all we've seen is stuff we've already seen, and then there's they go to a nightclub gallery looking thing, and then there's some Zemo stuff and a Sharon Carter. And I'm assuming that's all coming in the next episode.
Yeah, although Zemo has his balaclava, so are we going to see that in the open if he's free, or does he get free later on? I'm still unsure. So I'm still unsure if he's going to fold in with the Flag Smashers, or if he's literally just going to show up, give him some exposition, and never see him again. Yeah,
because the way they're going to introduce him, Bucky and Sam are going to go see him, is really not how I thought he was going to be in this series. You know what I mean? So they just decide they need to know some Hydra stuff. So they're going to go see Zemo because he knows all the secrets, apparently. I just assumed he was going to be out there doing his own thing and get involved, rather than them go and literally bring him into the series, which is unexpected, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, he was in prison last time we saw him.
Yeah. I mean, he's still in prison, isn't he? At the end of the episode.
Which means we're probably going to get a prison break from the Flag Smashers, I bet, or someone to break him out.
I do wonder if... And I think this is about every character. If he was he snapped, or has he been in prison this whole time? So an extra 5 years.
Who knows?
Because if he was snapped, did he disappear and reappear in prison? I found that quite funny. I don't know why. They move a new guy into a cell and he just appears on top of him.
I don't know. Maybe they will play with that. He got snapped, but his sentence was 5 years or whatever long.
Yeah,
so technically he gets out. He's like, all right, play the system. You say so.
Okay. I did think.
There's the.
Oh, go on.
I was going to talk about the Flag Smashers and the planes and stuff, and more about them.
Yeah, go on. So we get a little bit of their sort of backstory-ish sort of thing.
And again, it's I don't completely disagree with them.
What is their angle? They want the world to go back to how it was.
Yeah, go back to how it was. Get rid of all the borders, where everyone was a bit more unified, and they say it's the people who left are now back in charge.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, that's not necessarily true, is it? Because surely it's just half the people.
And I think they mean the people being theoretically the same kind of people are back in now. Whereas beforehand you had everyone struggling in crisis. Oh my god, what are we going to do? All right, let's band together, and everything's back to normal now. And so you've got bureaucrats back in and politics and all this.
So do they want just no borders in that, or do they literally want half the world to go away again?
I don't know. I assume it's the whole no borders thing, because otherwise that's like worldwide domination there.
Yeah, and they're not going to kill 3.5 billion people. Well, I mean, they might do. I don't know.
What a twist that would be.
I mean, it's interesting that there's now a group of super soldiers when that's been such a big point throughout the whole MCU, like recreating this super soldier serum. And it turned out there was a few in the past, but then Zemo killed them all. Like Tim Roth wanted to be a super soldier, and apparently
he got wrong.
Bruce Banner was trying to recreate the serum, and that's how he ended up as the Hulk. And now suddenly there's just a bunch of super soldiers.
Yeah, I do hope that's explained a bit more, and it's kind of fleshed out. And
they're not
usually, every super soldier thing, there's a catch.
Yeah.
Apart from Steve and I'll say Bucky, but I mean Bucky kind of had the whole hypnosis, evil assassin thing.
Yeah. It's probably not going to happen. Oh, this is the thought actually. Before I say that, is there a chance that John Walker takes this super soldier serum because he feels like he's not good enough, and then that messes with his mind, and then he ends up more of an antagonist?
Oh, maybe.
Because he's everything Captain America was, but he's not super soldier. You can throw the shield around, but you're not super. Even says it himself, I don't have super strength. Exactly. So I think that's probably a strong possibility. Also, on the side note, his sidekick, were they again just trying to be like Captain America, like Steve, because he had a African American sidekick? Like, it always seems to be that way. Which sort of links in with
it was a bit.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like I
want
there to be a really sleazy PR guy behind all this. He's like, hey, yes, and your buddy, we're gonna give him, give him a suit too, and you'll go out and you'll save the world and be on comics and lunchboxes and stuff.
Because it'd be interesting if they do comment on that sort of stuff. Because in this episode, they do talk about a little bit of social issues with Sam and the police.
Oh yeah,
they want to arrest him.
I say I love that scene. That sounds wrong. I'm glad that scene was in there.
It's kind of a powerful scene because he is a superhero and he's an Avenger and he still has to deal with that sort of shit. So it was a nice scene to include, I thought. But
it almost like harkens to that there's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode where they deal with like racial profiling. And like Terry Crews' character gets stopped and he says like the only way I got out of it was because the guy looked me up on the system and saw I was a sergeant.
Yeah.
And then like later on you see the officer and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, if I knew you were police I wouldn't have stopped you. And it's like, well, it's not the fact I was a police is why I'm upset, it's because he's black. And it's almost the same thing here. It's like, oh, you're an Avenger, oh, I didn't recognise you.
Yeah.
That shouldn't matter. That
exactly
is irrelevant. So again, I'm glad they touched on that. And then the fact they were there to arrest Bucky as well is why they were called to the scene.
Yeah, and then they go straight to
they end up with Bucky. It's like, oh.
It was a nice indication of that these shows can tackle that sort of thing a little bit more than the movies do. And like, for example, like say if like Iron Man 2 was a Disney Plus show, maybe they could have tackled the whole alcoholism thing rather than just a throwaway kind of line. Like those sort of stories. And it'd be interesting if the future shows can touch on that sort of stuff a little bit more.
Well, I think that's the benefit of having a show, isn't it? You essentially get 6 movies in one.
Yeah.
You don't have to hit all the same story beats. So, and then there's that other bit where the kid goes, "Oh, it's the Black Falcon." And he's like, "No, I'm just the Falcon. Like, are you the black kid?" But that kind of, I do you feel like that was for everyone going, "Oh yeah, the Black Captain America"? Like, no, he's not the black. He's just Captain America.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, very well could be like
going forward, obviously. If
a bit tongue-in-cheek thing towards that. Yeah. Quite interesting. Like that they are going that kind of angle. So that obviously happens before, and they see. His name is Isaiah Thomas. Is that right? The guy that they go see.
I believe so. Yeah, it's Isaiah something.
From the comics, I believe he was Captain. He was a version of Captain America. I think after Steve was iced. And obviously in this universe, nobody knows about him apart from Bucky. And does he say that he was locked up and they experimented on him and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, I think it was. If I remember from the comics, it's basically they take a bunch of African Americans and like just experiment all of them to try and replicate the serum, and his is successful. In fact, I think he may have even been before Cap in the comics. I think he may have been.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Something else, or I don't know. But yeah, he was around like war times, and obviously in this he's in the Korean War. That's how we met Bucky.
Yeah, and he apparently broke some of his arm off.
Which, like, I hope we see that.
I was just about to say that. I'd love a flashback to that era and see Bucky getting murked.
Yeah, but I do like the inclusion of his story, and I do think Sam was a bit like, oh, there was a black super soldier and you didn't tell me. And it's like why do you care like that much? I think I did feel a bit contrived for Sam to care.
I don't know why he said. I don't know if him saying black was like he was inferring that part, but I think more the fact that there was this other super soldier and you didn't even tell me, because there hasn't been that many super soldiers. I think that's why it's such a big thing that suddenly now there's all these super soldiers.
Yeah, maybe then. Yeah, maybe it's the fact that.
But he did. Yeah, he said it. I don't know.
No one told him about it.
Yeah. Maybe he's thinking because literally our best friend was Captain America, super soldier, and there was another one, and he was black like me, and you didn't even tell me about it. Like, he didn't even tell Steve about it, did he? Apparently.
No, so I can understand. I can understand like the upset. Again, it just felt a bit odd when he was like, "Oh, there's a black hero that I didn't know about," and it's like, why is the? I don't know. It just felt.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It did. Yeah, it felt a bit off to me, but what do I know?
Going back.
But
to...
I do.
Oh, no, sorry, no, you go. Go on.
I was just saying, I do like the inclusion of his character, and I feel like we're definitely going to be seeing more of him going forward. Then,
sure,
by the sounds
100%.
of it,
especially as he's linked to Patriot.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're going to get Patriot in this. I think that might be a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll get him in this, but I think they've put the seeds down for a future thing.
Yeah, laid the foundations down.
Yeah, going back to when they're fighting on the trucks, and fake Captain America shows up. Did you notice it's got the same like sort of musical motif of like when Cap shows up in a lot of stuff in like earlier stuff?
The dun dun dun.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. Yeah, I did like that.
And the suit doesn't even look that bad when he's in action. I don't think
it looks so good.
Yeah,
like mainly from the back, but I really wasn't expecting him to show up.
Yeah,
like now it makes sense why that scene isn't really fleshed out in the trailer, because it's like obviously they don't want to spoil that. So the only two scenes, like action scenes, I had to pick from in these first two episodes were the first half of this fight, and
Sam's thing,
the canyon bit.
Yeah,
the first one. Yeah, so I'm like, okay, all right, fine, I'll give you a pass.
I mean, yeah, I've forgotten what I was going to say.
But it did feel, I know what you mean, like when you were saying about the shield earlier and he can't do everything. Like, it did feel a bit like he was being helped a lot. Like, he arrived on a helicopter and just dropped down, and like when he was trying to climb up the back of the truck, he was like really struggling to do that.
He just seemed a bit wimpy. Like, he didn't really do much other than throw the shield once or twice, and even one time Bucky catches it and just like he takes it back or whatever and throws it under his mate when he was like got thrown off the lorry, which was cool. That was a cool scene. That was something Steve would do.
Yeah.
But then he just gets himself boinked off onto a conveniently placed car.
Yeah, I did think like, oh, is this how he's going to go? I don't know why, but I've got it in my mind. He's going to go in a really quick, gruesome way.
I mean, like, I wouldn't put it past them to do that.
Like dropped in front, like I don't know. There's a monologue, and then like in Kingsman 1, where spoilers for that film, by the way, where what's his name, Harry, Colin Firth's character, is like, oh, this is the part of the film where I tell you my monologue and you escape. It's in that kind of movie, bang, and just shoots him, and he's just dead. Like, poof, like that kind of thing. I want something where, he's just like, okay, kicked out of a helicopter or pushed in front of a train, or just something so like
the helicopter's going and a flag smasher just picks him up and puts his head into the blade. Or is that too gruesome for this kind of show?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to show all that, but yeah, something so quick and instant, it's over. Yeah. What? Like, huh?
I mean, that'd be interesting. I would like that.
Yeah, I don't know why I've got it in my head this is how he's going to go, but I do think it'll be a... It's like I said to you before, I thought the flag smashers were being contrived by the government to give him a villain.
Yeah.
Even if they haven't told him this necessarily.
Yeah.
And then, like, he's on camera, or there's like a big press conference, like, oh, don't worry, I've dealt with it, bang, and he just... Poof,
well, yeah, like, he gets sniped, like, in the middle of like a press conference or something or other.
Yeah, and it's just like...
And then that's when Sam and Bucky are like right, we do need to take this shield back and, fuck shit
It
up.
means something.
Yeah.
That's where I thought it was going to go. So the Flag Smashers were going to be like in the first 3 episodes. That was all going to be wrapped up. Captain America saves the day. He's then shot, and it's like this. The image of Captain America is in disarray. He died. Then it's released that the Flag Smashers weren't real, and like the name's Captain America's ruined. So then it's up to Sam and Bucky to reinstate the symbol. Like Sam says, the symbols are nothing to the people who give them meaning, and it's like you need someone to give that symbol meaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like for me, I'm like, yeah, that seems like the right direction. So you've got Sam, who Steve trusted to be a good person, and Bucky reminding Sam of the kind of person Steve wanted, or
yeah,
like then that's your dynamic. Then Steve wouldn't do that. Yeah, but I'm not Steve, so I'm going to do this. Or
yeah, it's kind of like that they mention it in it that they're in the therapy session, and Bucky says like, "Oh, if Steve wrong about you, because that means he's wrong about me."
I love that bit so
powerful,
much. Yeah, like that makes so much sense. Now I know why Bucky's so upset.
Yeah,
like because before I was like, why does Bucky care? Like Sam says, like, why do you care about nothing that's got to do with you? Like, why are you here? Like, what?
Because he's
what's
like,
going on?
He was all in for Steve. Like Steve was his best friend, all that. And if Steve believed in this guy and wanted him to take over, he's like, well, Steve believed in me. He believes in this guy, and if this guy was proving Steve wrong, then surely he was wrong about me too. Like,
yeah, which is odd because until now at least, I always felt like Bucky and Sam were at least civil with each other, and like they kind of got on. Like they stood together at the funeral, and they stood together when Steve's going off.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm guessing at that point they don't know each other too well, do they? Like really, they just know. It's like when you go out with your mate and he brings his other mate, and if that mate leaves, then you just sort of have to stand and hang around with your friend's friend, and it's all a little bit awkward. But you know him more than you don't know him, kind of thing.
I don't want to say this has happened to a party at yours, but this has definitely happened to me at a party at yours.
Well, just call me Captain America.
Yeah, that makes me Bucky.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So I always thought Bucky was like, oh no, I've got a good vibe on Sam, or like, he's like, yep, Steve trusts, like that kind of. If Steve trusts you, then I trust you.
Yeah.
But obviously, they don't know each other that well. And
it does sort of seem that Bucky seems to be putting it out there a little bit more than Sam. Sam seems a bit more reluctant. And I don't know if that's because Bucky ripped the steering wheel out of his car and tried to kill him, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's still upset about that. He still had to make payments on it.
But I mean, that the whole therapy scene was kind of a little bit of an eye opener on, I guess, their relationship, and they do agree to never see each other again after this, which, I mean, clearly is not going to be true. I hope not.
No, and they're like, let's work together on this, and then we're done. And it's like, okay, well, hang on, right? If you really hate each other, why are you working together? Because Sam, you don't need Bucky's help on this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he shouldn't need Bucky's help on this.
Well, I guess it can't have a super soldier on your side, can it? Against some super soldiers.
Yeah, other than that, but it's like he's letting Bucky come for common decency.
Yeah.
Like,
do you notice that neither of them have used weapons so far? Like even Sam, like the only guns he has are Red Wing. Like he doesn't have his two little Uzis like he does in the other films, and Bucky's always with his bloody rifle. Like that would have helped them a lot.
They knew what to do.
That super soldier scene on the bus, on the tracks.
On the truck, yeah.
Like if Sam just popped out his two little guns like bap bap bap.
Yeah, maybe because maybe they weren't equipped for a fight. Like they went there just to track and survey, didn't they?
Yeah, true. It's just Sam has always had these like little fold-out guns, and now it seems in this new suit he's more recon and get someone out of there rather than I'm going to go and murder some folks.
But does he use them after the Winter Soldier? That was the only time we saw him use them, didn't we?
No, he's got them in Civil War because he lands on the thing and then like he jumps off backwards and shoots one of the guys, and he's like 4, 5, or whatever, and he's counting down the guys.
Does he actually shoot them that? I know
yeah.
Yeah, I know you're on about, yeah.
Because obviously the rest, and he uses them. He has lots of guns and stuff in Infinity War when he's flying over all the things. There's a bit where he's flying at Thanos with his 2 guns, and Thanos just floors him.
Yeah, bet you loved that, didn't you?
I hated it. It made me very upset. Big purple grape.
Yeah, that's what. But it was. I suppose that's a good choice because then when you do see Captain America hold a gun, it's like,
you're like,
holy hell,
whoa.
Captain America's got a gun. Like, it's like seeing Batman with a gun or a baby. You're like, whoa, hang on, someone take that off him. You shouldn't have
Batman or a baby.
But yeah, it's like
I know what you mean.
it is jarring. You think like, whoa, all right, hang on, like it's ain't your granddaddy's Captain America.
Yeah, like Steve wasn't just gatting people up. I mean, he wasn't.
I think he
the first. I was about to say Force Awakens then. The first Avenger.
Yeah, and he does technically use one in the first Avengers as well.
Yeah, but he can't. He doesn't hit anyone with it, does he? He's just spraying it like. Brrr.
Yeah,
that always annoyed me because I'm like, surely he's got great aim and he's just spraying it. Like
that first Avengers film, that like they did Captain America so dirty in that.
They did him dirty.
Although to be honest, he's been awake for what, a week.
Yeah.
Plus, like, he's present for 90 years.
He's still,
off you go.
He's still getting used to the fact that there's phones and stairs. Yeah. No, not stairs.
Maybe he doesn't know how to aim with a modern gun. Let's put it down to that.
Yeah. He's like, oh, did I hold it sideways?
The fact that he knew that there was a safety on it as well. Like, hang on.
Yeah. They didn't have safeties back in World War II, surely.
I don't know. I'm not a gunman.
Also,
gunsmith.
I mean, we weren't alive back then, so we don't know.
But yeah, but then speaking of Captain America with a gun, John Walker then gets him out of prison. He's like, "Hey, let's work together," and they're like, "Nah, fam, we're alright."
Then he gets a bit angry, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's like, "Stay out of our way." It's like
Steve wouldn't say that. I mean, he would, but he'd say that to a government, not to some random people.
Yeah, and I think that's the jarring thing. Is like, now this is that's the point. It's a government Captain America.
Yeah, he even says it, doesn't he? He's like, "We're kind of the government." Like,
yeah, like,
that's exactly what Steve didn't want, isn't it? That's the whole point of
Civil War. Leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Like, like I don't like this.
And he seems to be butthurt. Like when they say no, he seems like he's kind of offended, or like he didn't get what he wanted. So he's like, "Oh, stay out my way then."
Thing is, I do kind of get him. Like he hasn't done anything wrong. They just don't like him because he's not Steve. And it's like we said at the beginning, like it's not his fault. I mean, yeah, it is his fault. He said yes to the shield and whatever, but he didn't know the story behind it. So the fact that we don't like you because you're not our friend. It's like, well, yeah, but hang on, he ain't done anything to you. He just saved you, and you're just being dinks to him for no reason. Like,
it does make you feel a bit sorry for him, doesn't it?
That's what I mean, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I kind of like. He's not necessarily a villain. He's just like, well, screw you then. If you're not going to help me, then stay out of the way.
Until he does something like that makes him a dick. He just seems like a guy that's just trying his best.
I know. I do wonder if it's going to become a point of ideals versus like morals. I suppose it's the same thing, but like the law versus morals, or that kind of. I feel like he's going to have that kind of decision.
Yeah, I still think he's going to end up doing something bad, whether or not it's intentional. I don't know, but he's going to do something, and the other guys are going to have to stop him. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know if they'll be able to do it with this now, but I like the idea of them deploying Captain America to like the Middle East to deal with something. It's like, whoa, hang on, like, that's not what Captain America's for. You don't send him out to go take out a terrorist group in like.
Saying that though, isn't it when they were on the run, they were in the Middle East taking out terrorists?
Did they say that?
I think that's kind of. I don't know if it says in the film, but apparently I think him, Black Widow, and Falcon were doing like anti-terrorist stuff in Europe and the Middle East, I think.
I'm not saying Captain America doesn't stop terrorists, but like that's their call, and like, that's the whole point of Civil War is we go where we feel we need to go.
Oh no, yeah.
Where the government deploying Captain America to this tiny little remote village in Iran just because there's whispers of terrorism there, and you've got the red, white, and blue running around murking people left, right, and centre. Like, I feel like there's going to be an event like that maybe will turn the tide on him and
or maybe like he does something and the general public starts disliking him, and once that's happened, then the whole idea of him's kind of shot because he sort of rides on America liking him.
Yeah, he's like, I've got to redeem myself. So then maybe then he does take this serum to be like, I am Captain America. And and then he goes a bit too far again the other way, trying to win public approval, stopping bad guys that don't necessarily are bad guys or need stopping.
And then boom, he goes to prison, and then we get the Dark Avengers with US Agent. We get the Abomination as Hulk. He's also a super soldier, the one a bit crazy. We got Justin Hammer as Iron Man. And Thunderstrike as Thor, who isn't introduced yet. Boom, there you go, Dark Avengers movie.
done. I have noticed that everyone you mentioned for that film is a government agent.
Oh yeah.
Or tied with the government.
Yeah. Thunderbolts. Let's do the Thunderbolts.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do the Thunderbolts, and then the Young Avengers. Young Avengers versus the Thunderbolts.
Ooh. Young Avengers versus Dark Avengers.
Avengers versus X-Men.
Basically, you got to fight your dad's mate. No, your dad's enemy, not their mate.
They're mates for a bit and then they punch.
It is setting up. It does seem to be hopefully setting up a lot of cool
extra stuff.
in the future.
And like you say, with the Zemo tease at the end, it was a bit weird. They showed Zemo in a cell. They didn't reveal anything big about that. It's like, oh yep, there he is. That's him.
I do think they should have either shown him like they did, or mentioned him. Not both, because they did both. Like Sam's like, okay, we'll go see Zemo. It's like, oh, you name dropped him, then you showed him. It's like, do one or the other. You don't need to do both.
It's like they didn't do that with Sharon. Like Sharon was public, she became an enemy of the state. Ding, and it's
there's a picture of Sharon Carter. Yeah, exactly. I get they're probably trying to reintroduce him to audiences who probably don't remember who Zemo is because that film came out 5 years ago. People have short attention.
Yeah, and it's like he was the big climactic villain of that.
But you say, oh, we need to go see him. He knows about Hydra, and then show him. Fine. It just seemed weird to me that it just seems like they were feeding it to the audience because if Bucky knew who they were talking about because he suggested it, and Sam knew who they were talking about, why would he say it out loud? Why would he be like, yes, we'll go see Zemo? I don't know. It just seemed like they were talking to the audience a little bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm still curious of what Sam's Captain Buddy's going to turn out to be because he was in this again. He sets up the mission for Sam and.
Oh, well, the guy from the first one that gets his face.
Again, I don't know. I don't know if he's making it out of this.
As it's tough to turn it. As we said last week, he does become Falcon for a short time in the comics. So maybe they're setting up for that, or maybe he is there to be the guy that, he's Sam's new Riley in a way, and then he gets killed. I don't know.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I don't have high hopes for him.
Well, that's just made me realise maybe the reason Sam's so reluctant to, be friends with Bucky and work with Bucky is because, he had Riley, his wingman, and he got killed. Then he was, his best mate was Steve. And he ended up, going away. Maybe he doesn't want to get close with another partner in a way.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
That would give a bit more of an emotional depth to Sam, I think.
Yeah, I think that could be a cool shout. If that is the case.
I mean, who knows?
And then that's the whole point. He's got to learn to trust a partner again, because there's that whole kind of thing of can you hear that motorbike in the background?
I can. I just assumed it was your toilet.
Oh no, that's an actual motorbike.
Oh, nice.
Our plumbing's not that bad, luckily. There's that trailer where it says friends and partners, co-workers.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so Sam doesn't want a partner. And it's like, no, that's what he probably needs a partner. Same with Bucky. They both need someone to keep him in check. This goddamn bike.
What are they doing? Just riding in circles in the garden?
No idea. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday. No, 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I haven't put my clock forward yet. Whoops. I was so annoyed. I was awake at 1 o'clock last night when the clock went forward. I was like, 1 o'clock, great, I'll go to bed. I was watching Scrubs. The really sad episode with Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I saw you.
Yeah. Going to bed, looked at my phone for 2 seconds, and it went 2 o'clock. I was like, what? No, hang on, I lost an hour of sleep for nothing.
I didn't realise. I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, I've slept in a bit. And then my mum.
That's what happened to Ella. She woke up at 12:30. She was like, oh my god, I've wasted half the day.
Jeez.
Yeah, I am excited for where this is going forward now. You said last week, just kind of set everyone up where they were, and now this is kick-starting everything.
Getting into it. Yeah.
Going into it.
I just want to see some cooler hand-to-hand fights. The truck scene was cool, but you didn't really see Bucky do his, because we've seen him. We know that he is really good at hand-to-hand combat, and we just haven't seen that in a while. And I'm really looking forward to that.
That is what I want to see. Bucky go absolute ham and just wreck shop.
Yeah. And I want to see Sam fight with his fists and hold his own, because Steve must have trained him. He must be quite good at that.
Well, again, he was an Avenger for 5 years.
From 2015 to 2018.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because Rocket Raccoon's been an Avenger longer than
Most
Sam has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of them other than the original ones.
So does that mean only Captain America? No, because even then he was at. Oh no, I was gonna say Hulk's the longest running, but then he was off planet for a long time, wasn't he?
Must be.
But then he was still in the Avengers.
Oh, it's Black Widow.
Yeah, but she was on the run with Steve, wasn't she?
Oh, true. The only one who. None of the originals stayed behind, did they? Like, because there was Tony Stark, but he was an Avenger the whole time. Was it like he was there and he was funding it and that? But he says in Age of Ultron he was going to like go build Pepper Farm and all that. But then was he still? Well, I suppose he was an Avenger because he was there at the Avengers facility trying to like give Spider-Man a job. He must still be an Avenger.
Yeah,
maybe
it
just
doesn't seem
like
he was checking in. He was just turning up. Well, it had to be announced when he turned up, didn't he? Like Vision comes in and goes, "Oh, Mr. Stark's arrived." So it's like he's obviously not there, regularly. So I'm just trying to work out who's technically, as of now, the longest serving Avenger. Is it Hulk?
Well, because he goes off world at the end of Age of Ultron, so he was only an Avenger from 2012 to 2015, and then he comes back in 2018.
Well, sort of. Because it's Banner, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. They're the same person, isn't it?
Okay, all right.
But then he's clearly not working with the Avengers during the snap, is he?
Is he not?
Well, I mean, it seems like you got Black Widow holding it down. I don't even know if Cap is, because he seems like to come over and she's like, "Oh, you're here to do your laundry or something." Like, so clearly he's not there all the time, and Black Widow's just on the phone with like Okoye and Captain Marvel and all that. Like, I don't think Banner is involved, because even when she sees him, she's a bit surprised that he's done the Professor Hulk thing to himself.
Well, no, I thought that was Scott who was surprised. I thought the other guys would have known about it. I feel that's the kind of thing he would have told them beforehand.
Maybe, but Steve's looking at him and he looks really confused. And even I think Widow says to him like, "Oh, well, you managed to do this. Like this is cool." Like, or whatever.
Yeah.
She? Oh, I don't know.
Maybe then
it must be Widow.
Only because I know there's that deleted scene of him saving that person from the building, isn't there?
True, but I think he's just doing hulky things. Doesn't necessarily mean he's an Avenger, because he seems to be still famous because the kids want a picture with him.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look
that's what I mean. Like, he may not be in the Avengers, but he's still an Avenger. Do you get what I mean?
I guess, but then I suppose by that logic, when they go on the run, they're supposed like the secret Avengers, aren't they? Like, they're still doing good deeds and stuff.
But then are Tony's Avengers still operating at that time?
They must be, because they still got the Avengers facility, and Spider-Man still wants to be an Avenger. So
yeah, and the only one living there is Vision, apparently, which is wild. So I guess none of them. Well, then in that case, it would be Captain America then, wouldn't it?
Well,
I know you said Black Widow, but I mean, canonically, she dies before Captain America.
True. I guess it is Captain. What a wild segue we've just got on, trying to figure out who the longest serving Avenger is.
Well, I guess now then it's Falcon.
Who's still an Avenger? I suppose we don't really know. I mean, like...
Well, by Endgame, pretty much everyone is.
Yeah.
But then that seems like
Rocket. But then Rocket.
So Rocket is, yeah.
Is Rocket the longest serving Avenger? Why does it always come down to Rocket with us?
Oh, because I love him.
He was an Avenger between 2018 and 2023. But then I suppose now he's gone off world, he's no longer an Avenger, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Oh my god, Thor!
Yeah. I did think about him, but then I suppose he was off world between 2015 and 2018. And then he wasn't an Avenger during the snap, was he? Because he went and got drunk and fat.
Yeah, okay.
So he was only an Avenger for 3 years. No, 4, maybe like 4 years. 5 years.
Is it Rhodey then?
Yeah. So let's say he becomes an Avenger at the end of Age of Ultron 2015.
Then he was helping them before the end of that, weren't he?
Was he?
Yeah, he helps in the final battle.
Well, yeah, they were 2015, isn't it?
Oh right, okay. I thought you meant like the reveal at the end.
No.
Sam and everyone's there.
And then so he serves all the way to the snap at least, which is 3 years, and then he's there for the whole 5 year snap, which is 8 years, and he's still doing it. I'm assuming. So maybe it is Rhodey.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I still rage at Thor. But then, like you say, he wasn't around during the snap, so yeah, he was out for 5 years.
Yeah.
It depends. Are we going from who's still alive, who started earliest, or are we going who has actually served the most amount of time cumulative?
Yeah, because I guess it would be Tony would be up there if we're counting like the longest time, but then now he's dead. Is he out of the running?
Now he's dead. It would be Hulk, yeah, or Thor.
Mm.
But then, like you say, Thor stopped being a hero while he was on Earth during the
Yeah.
snap, whereas Hulk was still out saving people. Or
Then,
Hawkeye, does he count?
I mean, so Hawkeye, say joined in 2012, but he wasn't an Avenger during the snap because he was off killing people in other countries.
That's true, yeah.
So he was only an Avenger between 2015 and 2018.
Yeah. So it's got to be Hulk then, surely. Hulk or Rhodey.
I guess so, but I would. I don't think. Obviously, we're not going to know this unless they say at one point. But I don't think because Rhodey was still being an Avenger during the snap, but I don't think Hulk was.
No,
because it seems like they haven't seen him in a long time.
Yeah. All right then. So if we go with Rhodey,
then
technically since 2015. Because then, yeah, I mean, are we counting Widow's time on the run?
Yeah, so she's not, I guess, not part of the official Avengers team.
Yeah.
And Rhodey has always been there, hasn't he, since he joined?
Even after Civil War. Even after Civil War.
Yeah.
So cumulative, it's got to be Rhodey.
Yeah. That's mad.
Which means he's been an Avenger, so what was it, 2015?
Yeah.
Age of
2015 to 2023.
So that's 8 years.
So he... But then it just depends on if Tony Stark was an Avenger during stuff like Civil War.
Yeah.
Because then it... Oh no, because he dies in 2023 and he wasn't an Avenger during the snap because he's off doing his own thing. So it must be Rhodey.
Or it's Cap. But again, he went on the run, so so you can't count him.
And also, I don't think he was avenging during the snap either. I don't think it doesn't seem to be that way.
No, I feel like he would be though. But
I don't know. He seems to just be living his life and doing his support group, and he's not there during like the council meeting of like Avengers, is he?
I mean,
because he's like, oh, we got to move on. Like, I don't know. Because doesn't he say to Widow like, oh, maybe job doesn't need doing or something like that? Or is that Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
I mean, there's always Captain Marvel. She's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, so she's the first Avenger, isn't she? Yeah.
I'm not angry about that. I'm just angry about that because of the retcon. Like,
yeah. So, her name is Is it her? Her
handle was the Avenger.
Ugh. So
stupid.
I don't like it. Do you know what? I don't know why it kind of annoys me as well. In the post-credit scene for Iron Man 1, Nick Fury says to Tony Stark, "I'm here to talk to you about the Avenger Initiative and not the Avengers." And it's like, when did you make that change? Like, doesn't he?
We have more than one person in the group.
And then does he in Captain Marvel when he changes the name of it at the end once he sees Carol's call sign or whatever?
Yeah.
Does he write Avengers or Avenger? Like the Avenger Initiative? I can't remember.
I can't remember now. It must be the Avengers.
Yeah, because, but then I remember going back and watching that post credits, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds a bit jarring." I don't know why.
It's just a shame that we didn't get to see Fury and Danvers interact in the modern day. Because, like, again, there's that whole thing of why didn't he call her when 2012 Avengers was kicking off, the Chitauri invaded and Loki thing. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that's good enough reason to.
You would think, but I guess he says, "Oh, like my team can hold them." Like he had a lot of faith in his team. I guess like the only time he called her is when he realised that shit, everyone's disappearing, and I'm disappearing as well. Like Better Call the Big
Yeah,
Guns.
I guess. Yeah. Okay, I get that.
But I mean, there's a million things you could say, like, why don't you do this? And, you know.
So we've established that Rhodey is the longest serving Avenger.
Yes, I'm sure people could figure
Possibly
it out.
tied with Hulk.
Yeah. I guarantee that we're probably forgetting something or tallying up stuff wrong. Maybe we should sit down one day and try and figure this out on a spreadsheet.
Maybe, yeah.
That'd be quite an interesting thing to do, actually.
And find out which Avengers prefer cold egg sandwiches and which ones prefer hot egg sandwiches.
I 100% think Black Widow would eat a cold egg sandwich because I saw on Twitter that peanut butter she's eating in Endgame expires in 2018 and she's in 2023.
Oh, really?
So,
oh.
not saying that cold eggs is the same as expired peanut butter because cold eggs is good.
Agree to disagree. We'll start a civil war over it.
Yeah. Okay. Egg boy.
Alright.
Alright, final thoughts on episode 2 of Falcon and the Winter
Captain
Egg.
America, sorry.
Oh.
I really enjoyed this episode. Probably more than the first one, but I think that's just natural because this one had more stuff in it.
Yeah. You got the introduction and you got like more of the setup, like ramping up.
Am I enjoying it more than I was enjoying WandaVision at the time? That is a question.
I think I was more sort of, what's the word? Not amazed. Like WandaVision surprised me more, so I think I was sort of more excited to see where it was going. Whereas this is more I know sort of what I'm getting, but I'd enjoy it anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm enjoying this one more, and I'm more excited. I'm craving more of this. Whereas WandaVision, I was like, I just want to know what happens in this story.
Yeah, I've
got questions I want answered. Whereas Falcon Winter Soldier, I just want to see the rest of it.
Yeah, I was thinking that to myself. I think we spoke about it last week. That this one, I really wish I could have binged, rather than like it gets to the end and I'm like, I just want to carry on the story because it's not an episodic sort of format really, as much as WandaVision was. I just want it to carry on. Like it doesn't feel like the natural ends of episodes. I kind of just want to watch it in like a 6-hour movie.
Yeah, I get that. Although I'm not as like angry at when the credits come up on this one as I am with WandaVision.
Oh yeah, that always seems a lot more like, here's the credits, like right in the middle of a scene.
Yeah. Although, have you noticed that both episodes so far have ended with a character reveal?
What did the first one? Oh, new Cap. Oh yeah, maybe they'll do that every episode.
So if the next one reveals Sharon right at the end, I'm going to be livid.
And then the next episode reveals a cold egg sandwich.
Bum bum bum. Or a hot egg sandwich that's gone cold.
Oh no! Come on now. It's got to be the right kind of cold egg.
Like lukewarm.
No, not lukewarm.
Who is this Luke and why is he so warm?
Because he's been eating hot eggs.
Alright, let's wrap this up. Where can they find you, Lewis, on the internet to tell you if they prefer hot eggs or cold eggs?
If you want to tell me about hot eggs or cold eggs, you can find me at Creechmeister on Instagram and Twitter. What about you?
If you want to come tell me your egg preferences, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at GeoDesley. You can also follow the show on Twitter at the Average in It Pod.
In it.
That's right. In it, bruv.
In it. Egg.
I still can't believe I thought that's what you were calling the thing.
I'm not that common.
Thanks to Alicia Illustrations for our lovely artwork. As usual, linked below. You can go find her. Mm-hmm. You can also find us on Instagram at The Average Initiative. So follow us on there for the latest show updates.
Sometimes I post polls. I mean, I did that once.
Well, I feel like we're going to have another poll coming up today.
Oh, we will. I will put that on there. Also, just quickly, we have been requested for a Harry Potter episode, I think 4 times now. So yes. That one is in the works. Don't you worry.
Yes. Get in your I feel like this is going to be quite a heavy episode. So get in your... If there's any particular points about Harry Potter you want us to cover, get them in. If there's any particular scenes from the books or films you want covered, or any interesting points, let me know. I recently found out today, while listening to Chamber of Secrets, Mrs. Weasley fed all of her sons and Harry 6 bacon sandwiches before they went to Diagon Alley. 6.
6 each?
Yeah. It says in the book,
What?
Harry woke Sunday morning, put on his clothes, and after half a dozen bacon sandwiches each, Mrs. Weasley ushered them out the door, or whatever it was.
6
But
bacon
half a
sandwiches
dozen,
each.
6, yeah, like that's insane, right?
I mean,
I
feel like I could do that on a good day. I could do that, but why would I want to? Is the question.
And also for breakfast as well. Like that's not throughout the day.
Jeez, Mrs. Weasley's a fat feeder.
She is like, yeah. I had to like go back and read into it, but yeah, she says after half a dozen bacon sandwiches each.
That is madness.
Yeah. So if you want to talk, we talk a lot about food on this episode today.
Yeah, we do. Maybe we're hungry.
Maybe, but yeah, if you've got any good points about Harry Potter you want us to cover, like absurd sandwich portions, let us know on Twitter. Again, that's Average In It Pod, or on Instagram at the Average Initiative.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you to 5am Beats for our intro music. Again, links below if you need him. And thank you, Lewis, for putting up with me again.
Oh, well, thank you for having a different opinion on eggs.
I love eggs, man. I want to eat eggs every day of the week.
So would I. I had an egg today.
Like, not cold.
I had 6 bacon and egg sandwiches. I mean, I
don't
wish.
get how you like cold egg, like, ugh.
Yeah, but in the right context. It's not just like...
Especially egg mayonnaise. Like, oh, get out of here.
What's wrong with that?
Mayonnaise is made from eggs already. How many eggs do you need?
What's wrong with that? It's like, if you put like ketchup... Like, if someone eats, like, has pizza and dips it in ketchup, just because they've both got tomato on doesn't mean it's like automatically not allowed.
Are you telling me you dip your pizza in ketchup?
I don't know. I'm just saying people do.
But yeah, those people are wrong.
Cold ketchup.
Egg mayonnaise.
Egg mayonnaise is nice. I don't know what you're talking about. Ugh.
Oh, I feel like we're going to need to have a competition later in the year, and if I lose, I'll eat an egg mayonnaise sandwich.
Okay, deal. What happens if I lose?
Oh, we'll have to wait for another episode to find out something you don't like.
Okay.
You have to eat 6 bacon sandwiches within half an hour.
No, because that is a reward. That's not a punishment.
All right. Tell you what, if I win, I get to eat 6 bacon sandwiches in half an hour. If I lose, I have to eat an egg mayonnaise sandwich.
Okay, if I lose, I get to watch you eat 6 bacon sandwiches, and I get nothing.
You can have just a cold egg.
I get to go in the fireplace and shout, "Diagonally."
Oh. Thank you for listening, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.